Hello everyone. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you this special news bulletin. This is Stanley Stuckup, coming to you live from the newsroom. Another violent, horrific event has happened at Barnaby's grocery store. Joining us now is Barbara, our field reporter in the field, to give you an update as to what happened. Hello Barbara, are you there? Barbara. We can see you, Barbara. Quit fixing your hair and pick up the microphone. Oh, are we live? Yes, Barbara, we're live. We have been for the last 15 seconds. Don't get snippy with me, Stanley, just because the baby's yours. Anyway, hi, this is Barbara Bubblehead reporting live from Barnaby's grocery store. Excuse me, can I get an interview? Am I on TV? Yes, we're live. Hi, Mum. Can you tell us your name? I'm Sam. Short for Samantha. I'm the scan analyst here at Barnaby's. So you work here? No, I just put on this ugly uniform and hang around at the store all day just for fun. Here's your sign. What? Never mind. Yes, I work here. So, did you see what happened? See it? I was a part of it. Wow. Can you tell us what happened? Oh, I think my water just broke. I gotta go. Take the microphone, look into the camera, and tell us everything. Stanley, I'm going to get you for this. Okay. Here goes. As I said, my name is Sam. I'm the scan analyst here at Barnaby's. For those of you that don't know what a scan analyst is, it's just a glorified name for a price checker. I'm in charge of making sure that all the pricing for all the items in the store are correct. I'm in charge of grocery, HBA, frozen foods, dairy, front-end candy, tobacco, plus all the vendor items. I have to make sure that the little white price stickers that employees put on the items match the price in my price book that Pat gives me every week, and that they both match the white sticker on the shelf. Produce, deli, and the meat room have all their own pricing systems, so they take care of their own. Now, I just want to say that Barnaby's is a very old store. We don't have one of those fancy laser tag printing machines like the big name stores do. No. I have to handwrite all prices on all the tags for all the items. My hands hurt so bad by the end of the day. Anyway, when I was little, I wanted to be a marine biologist. But as I grew up, I developed ichthyophobia, which is the fear of fish. The way they swim underwater with no arms or legs and those beady little eyes. I can't even go into the fish section of a pet store without freaking out. Hell, I had trouble watching Finding Nemo for God's sake, and that's a cartoon. But anyway, you probably don't really care about that. Let me tell you what happened. It was about 5:45 in the morning. Pat and I met at the coffee shop across the street, like we always do. We take turns buying coffee for each other. I take mine with cream and sugar, he takes his black. Which is disgusting. Anyway, we got our coffee and made our way to the store around 6 o'clock. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are they heading to the store at 6 if it doesn't open till 7? Well, the store doesn't open till the public until 7. Pat and I usually go there earlier to get a head start on things we have to do for the day. He does paperwork and payroll, while I start my price checks. Sometimes other employees come in early as well, for cleaning or to get a head start during holidays or days we know we're going to be busy. Today was a normal day. Well, it was supposed to be a normal day. Anyway, we arrived at the store, got out of our cars, and started walking towards the building. From out of nowhere came this guy, about 6 feet tall, dressed in all black, and with a black ski mask covering his face. I gasped and stood there frozen in fear. He walked up to Pat, he didn't seem fazed at all, and asked, "What time do you open?" 7 o'clock, Pat said. Then, with lightning speed, the guy pulled out a handgun from out of his waistband of his pants and put it to the back of Pat's head, and said, "You're open now. Get inside, both of you, and lock the door." I was shaking, crying, and scared to death at this point. "Shut up," he screamed at me. We walked into the store with only the security lights to see by. The motion detectors then kicked in, turning on all the lights and turning off the security lights, startling all of us. "Get on your knees and don't move," he ordered. We did what we were told. Waving the gun back and forth between the both of us, he screamed, "Where's the money?" "The cash office." "It's in the cash office," Pat said nonchalantly. "Get up," he told Pat. "Let's go. And you don't move," he said, looking at me, "or I'll put a bullet in your head." I stayed right where I was. They walked back to the cash office, went inside, and came back out a few minutes later. This guy was holding a blue bank deposit bag, which I assume was the money, still holding the gun to Pat's head. "Turn around," he told Pat. Pat turned, and as he did, the guy stepped back, raised the gun, and said, "Have a nice day." Then bang, bang, bang. 3 shots directly into Pat's chest. Pat stumbled back, hitting the wall and sliding down into a sitting position, then falling over to his right. Blood pouring out of his chest and all over the floor as he struggled to breathe. I screamed as he took his last breath. Pat was dead. The guy ran to go out the front door, but slammed headfirst into it. He ran headfirst into a locked door. Now that I think about it, that shit was funny. A fucking idiot. Anyway, he stumbled back, holding his head. Just then, Lily, the Native American woman that runs the place out back, apparently she came in early too, came out of the back room and screamed as well. The guy turned and fired 2 more shots in her direction. Luckily he missed. Lily began screaming "Helwi, Helwi," which I later found out was Cherokee for help. Anyway, all of a sudden, every single light in the store went out. A single gunshot, and then clicking of an empty gun was heard soon after. Clicking, I thought. He's out of bullets. I went to get up, but quickly changed my mind. Because, just then, the sound of tum-tum drums filled the air, as an intensely bright white ball of light began to glow above Pat's dead body and illuminating the area where we all were as well. "What the fuck?" I heard the guy say. He threw the gun, screamed like a little girl repeatedly as he fumbled with the lock, trying to get it open. A dim yellow light began to rise from the ground behind him. The light quickly spread to cover the entire floor as transparent images of Native Americans stomping in place and clapping rose from it. The drums were getting louder as our chants began. The sound was nearly deafening. Lily screamed that word over and over again. The guy's entire body then began to convulse, while he struggled with the door, then snapped a 180-degree turn, like it was spun around by an unseen force, and then slammed back hard against the door. Several whooshing sounds were heard as arrows from all directions suddenly appeared out of thin air and shot directly into the guy's chest, stomach, arms and legs, one right after the other. A few arrows hit his groin area as well as his face, through both eye sockets and his mouth as he screamed, blood oozing from every hole. His bloody, arrow-covered body then fell face first to the ground, driving the arrows completely through his body and out the other side. He looked like a human pincushion. The Native American images stopped stomping all at once and just stood there. The drumming stopped. The chanting stopped. It was dead silent. The bright white ball of light then began to pulsate very fast, like a turn signal about to blow. It then shot directly at the Pat's blood-soaked body. His body then lit up so brightly that I had to cover my eyes to shield them from the light. After a few seconds, a loud bang was heard, like the sound of a sonic boom, causing the entire floor to shake, knocking over displays and the green M&M stand-up cardboard cutout that we had by the front registers. You know, the girl M&M. I love M&Ms, the way they melt in your mouth, but not in your hands. It's mind-blowing. Anyway, after the shaking stopped, every light in the store came back on, and the images disappeared. I sat there with my hands covering my face, shaking and crying. Lily came running out from the back room and made sure I was okay. She helped me up. We made our way to the front door. I put my hand on the right side of my face, blocking my vision, so I wouldn't have to see Pat's dead body. We had no choice but to step in the blood of the guy as we got to the front door, unlocked it, and prepared to leave. Just as we were about to walk out of the door, we heard a low moaning sound. We looked to our right and saw Pat. He was moving. He was alive. No bullet holes, no blood, no nothing. Like it never happened. He sat up and began to pat his chest, then looked at us in total confusion. We both ran to him and hugged him, and helped him up off the floor. "What happened?" he said. "I'll explain it later. Let's get the hell out of here," I said. We unlocked the door. Pat accidentally, more like on purpose, kicked the guy in the head, as he grabbed the bloody bank bag, and we all stepped outside. There were customers waiting for the store to open. "I'm sorry, folks, Barnabys is closed today," he said. The crowd dispersed, as Lily called the police from her cell phone. We walked over to the coffee shop across the street, and I bought Pat the biggest cup of coffee they had. After what he's been through, he deserved it. The cop showed up about 20 minutes later, with a couple of ambulances and the coroner. We walked back to the store when they arrived. The EMTs tended to Pat, Lily, and myself, and found nothing physically wrong with any of us. Pat was physically dead less than half an hour ago, from 3 gunshot wounds to the chest, and now he's perfectly fine. They saved his life, I thought. I've got a new respect for Native Americans, let me tell you. Anyway, the coroner loaded up the guy's body, arrows and all, and left. The cops took our statements and left. So did the EMTs. Pat called Stephen to come and clean up the mess. He's waiting inside for him to show up. Lily went to go open her place, and I was walking to my car so I could leave as well when that blonde lady asked me to talk. So that's what happened. Back to you, Stanley. Stanley? Are you there, Stanley? Yes, I'm here. I was on the phone with Barbara. We're having a boy. I gotta go get to the hospital. I gotta go. Goodbye, everyone. And we're out.